You can actually host static files directly from the S3 bucket by enabling static hosting. There are, however, 2 points that you will need to take into consideration. One is that HTTPS is not supported, and 2, you have a really long URL to give out, unless you hide it behind a URL shortener such as bit.ly. However, if those 2 things are acceptable in your situation, you may not even need a CDN. If that's the case, I'll quickly show you the steps to connect your bucket to the Lambda function. To start off, we'll click on Properties. There are a few things that you can choose here. We'll go with static website hosting. Right away, you can see the URL for your files. At this point, you can choose Use this bucket to host a website, and you will be prompted to select your entry point, which is index.html. You will also need to specify and upload an error file, which is usually error.html. At that point, your site will be available by clicking on the endpoint provided. The thing to keep in mind is that your files are already in the bucket and are accessible online by typing in the bucket URL and then specifying a file. We can easily get to the bucket by copying and pasting the endpoint for static hosting and taking out -website from the URL. However, if you were to go with static hosting, this will be the URL that you would give out to your customers, and they would not have to enter index.html at the end of the URL, as we will have to. And here's our React app on AWS. However, we're not receiving the JSON payload from our API gateway on Lambda due to CORS restrictions, as we can see here in the developers console. Let's fix that by first copying the domain URL. We'll then go back to our services in the console and click on Lambda. Select our function, and in the code on line 15, we'll go ahead and enter the domain. Click Save. Go back to our React app and refresh. And here we go. We have a serverless application running completely on AWS.